Okay, should I do the some drama and we lie? All right, so ready? This is the Martin Fowler Scrum. Happy to have N here, Getty, Nicholas, Panagiotis. I hope I read it right. And Sam Joseph with Miss Gumagwa. Happy to have you guys. In the order in which you came in, I would like to get your report. Panagiotis was first, but he's just messaged us that he's not able to talk. So I'll skip over to Sam. Okay, Sam, kindly give us a report.
Yeah, great to see everybody. Yeah, my voice is not very strong. I'll try and keep it short. Yeah, so we had a busy week last week doing the My Note Boat design sprint. So a French company has started a paid project with Agile Ventures. We are basically we did a design sprint. We brainstormed. We took their prototype ideas and we built an Android prototype for them, actually using React Native and Expo, and we got that app out and onto the phone, and it was used by French sailors on Friday, and the client was pretty happy with that, and we had it was good. It was good fun. I got ill and I kind of pushed myself, and I'm still not wonderfully well, so it was a bit silly. But yeah, so the big action item going forward is now creating a plan for them, you know, for how we can deliver on the rest of the functionality. They're keen to move forward. Other news, I'm very behind on all of the pull requests and things for website 1 and local support and everything, but hoping to catch up this week. That's my report.
Okay, thank you. I can see you're not in the normal office that you usually work from.
Yeah, I'm working from bed because I'm still not fantastic. You know, the fever's come down, but I'm still, you know, a bit unwell. So try and slowly build myself back up.
Really, really sorry for that. So, sorry to hear that. Hope you get well soon, Sam. All right. I think Nicholas was next. Nick,
yeah,
have you been, man?
Fine, thank you. Okay. I also have been working from Madrid on the design sprint. It was pretty exciting. It was really nice. And regarding website 1, I think that I need a little feedback on some pull requests and local support. Let's see. I'm increasing the code coverage, so I will keep working on that. And I have to work with Stella to see if we are going to keep going with the pull requests for the events or how we are going to handle that. So, yep, no blockers. That is my report.
All right, thank you. No wonder you disappeared last week. You're also in the design meeting. So yeah. Actually, that means that if I attended that, then it would have been a crisis, quote unquote, for management of the Scrum for last week. I guess so.
Are you there?
Yeah, I think
maybe we're losing Sigu's internet connectivity.
Maybe. Yep.
Now back, I guess.
Yep, you're back.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Sorry for that. So we can go over to Getty, your report.
Hi, guys. Hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Yeah, so far I'm still working on tests. I'm learning how to do Cucumber tests. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I still haven't picked another issue on local support, but I will once I'm done with knowing how to test in Cucumber. Yes, no blockers so far.
Okay, thank you, Getty. Just a little reminder, it's not about the issue that we closed. That really matters. So I'm happy you're learning the Cucumber, the RSpec, and the difference between them. Okay, always here to help on that. All right. And I guess I can now give my report because Enley also said that he is listening in. So over to me to give my report. We went to the office in the morning. Unfortunately, there was a blackout, so we could not work from the office. That's why it's only me and Getty who's online. So I had to go back home and use my cell phone for that. Since morning, nothing really Agile Ventures, not so much on Agile Ventures side that I worked on since the morning. Blockers is the lack of power that we've had since morning. And any other blocker? In the afternoon, I'm planning to look at the local support pull requests, clean them up. Website 1, clean it up, and
I don't know if we lost a bit of.
yeah, you lost me, guys.
But I think we you working on.
Yeah, but
I realized you lost me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you just
Yes.
fine now.
Okay.
No, yes.
So in the afternoon, I'll be doing the local support, website 1, and RFM, looking through the pull requests. Yeah, that's all from my side. And it's weird that no one has a blocker except sickness or blackout. So I guess we are not going to extend this to help someone out. I guess that's all it means.
Yeah, I can help Nico out if he needs. I was just gonna, if the Scrum is ending, I was just gonna show if anybody's interested to see the. I could give a little quick demo of the prototype that we made last week for the design sprint.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that would be interesting.
So yeah, I don't know if people can see my screen now at the moment, but yeah, this is I'm running an Android emulator here, and this is the My Noteboat sprint, so that the immediate target group is French, so there's a lot of French language in the interface. But the main thing here is if we click through on the boat, we get this image of a ship, and then you can click on these different items here, and these are all for checking the state of your boat. So this is about like the life rafts, and then it has some instructions about what you should do, and then you have an option. Get like these dots go red or orange or green depending upon the state. Like you're kind of reviewing your boat, and you're checking to see what state things are in. And we have this is like for safety, there's like mechanical issues, there's electricity, and so on and so on. So this kind of in the interactive sort of boat thing was one of the main things that we created based upon the client's specification. We also have a whole series of checklists for getting ready for sailing. We didn't get to complete everything that we wanted to. One of the main things that the client was hoping for was to have these central gray areas be like kind of like pie charts. So depending upon how much of the checklist you finished or how much of the boat was in a good state to go, it would kind of change shape. We didn't quite have time for that, but I think they want that in the final product. And then there's going to be they want lots of other features as well. But this was the quick kind of 3-day prototype that we put together, and was able to run on the client's device, and he took it down to a yachting club in France, and had some French sailors use it and interact with it, and he was quite pleased. If anyone is interested in trying out the My Noteboat thing, if you've got it doesn't work so wonderfully well on all phones, but because we optimize specifically for the client's Android phone, we do have a link where you can just go to, and if you load the Expo app on your iPhone or Android phone, then you can try out the app yourself, and I'll share that in the chat in a bit. All right. Yeah, so we do have a My Noteboat channel, which is just for, it's a paid project, so it's just for the premium members at the moment. We videoed the entire design sprint, and a lot of people, we had Nico and Nick and Federico and Zmago and so on all joining in, which was wonderful. Just trying to find that link for the published thing to share with you. It'll come up on here in a minute. Anyway, I can share that later on. But we do have the all the great thing about this project is that the clients agreed everything should be open source, and so you can see all of the rather hacky code that we put up is available in this open repo on Agile Ventures. And going forward, the whole project will be open source. So there, that's the link to the repo. I can't immediately find the yeah, but that's yeah. Oh, there we go. That's the link to the this. So it's using this system called Expo to allow you to kind of run it on the phone without having to publish it to the App Store or the Play Store. So I think we're Scrum done. I think Sigu is muted there at the moment. Nico, did you saying you needed some feedback on some of the website one or local support stuff?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Do you want me to share my screen, or should we?
Well, let's see. Because Sigu, do you need to go, hang up the call now?
Not really. So I just wanted to say, I realized something. I don't know, just before you and Nicholas work on that, I realized that when I start an event right now, I'm getting an internal error from the website. A 500 internal error. Yes. The moment I paste the Hangout link and save it, I'm getting a 500. So if that persists, maybe we can look into that.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, hopefully we should see that coming up now on the website one issues. I think that there's a lot of performance related stuff, but yeah, oh, well, there's no new ones there. Yeah, definitely something to look into. Yeah, Nico, do you want to show me anything that you need some quick feedback on?
Yep. My screen. This is website one. Yep. So with this one, I just need a quick review because it's working. It's an upgrade to the Shem, but I had to change some things in the function, so I just need a review there. And here, with this one, upgrading paper trail, the thing is that we are testing all the methods, all the private methods directly, and I think that we should not do that. So what I've done is I deleted the test for those methods, but I would like to receive a little feedback about how to go with this, because I need I need a little advice with this.
Okay, sure.
Because if you check here, we are using send for reaching the private methods of this controller, but we should not do that.
Indeed.
Because the way that I read that we should do it is by testing the functionality that is implementing that method, and in that way we are going to receive the code coverage for that.
Yes, and I mean if there's a lot of private controller methods that need testing, then they should be moved into a service that can then be, accurately tested separately. So it's I mean, there's all part of the pyramid. So the thing I noticed there, with Paper Trail, is I don't think we even that's a whole service that we don't use, and so even we could remove the Paper Trail gem. But yeah, okay, I'll have a look through these
Okay.
now.
For example, if you decide just to remove it, just tell me and I will
Yeah, I'm kind of
erase
surprised.
it from website one.
I'm kind of surprised there that we have that those. If I got to look at the tests and see if they're. I'm surprised that we would have any tests that are specific to the functionality of the paper trail gem. But I might be wrong. Yeah, I'll have to.
Okay.
I'll have a close look. Cool.
Thank you.
Good stuff. And I guess I would just say, so Nico, I know you're busy with the design sprint last week. But in the background, I think you've been, updating pull requests and so on. Let's see if we can try and make sure that we do deploys on local support and website one, and rather than having things sit on development, let's push it along the path. And I think we still maybe haven't done a complete deploy for you on website one.
On local support, the last thing that it was implemented, it was the fix of Stamatios that he did for the breadcrumb.
Yep.
That was the last thing.
Yeah, but I don't know if you've got permissions to do a full deploy on website one yet.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll have a go.
Right.
Do a local support deploy, and then assuming that goes okay, start push to a website one, and we'll make sure that you have the permissions to do everything.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I will do that.
Okay.
Right.
Guys, before you leave,
go on, Sigu.
All right. So there was a pull request by Getty on local support where we had some extra function. We were refactoring out a method. It's in an open one. We are refactoring out a method. So we were discussing with Nick whether it should be on the helpers or in the library. But later on, I realized we can make it a concern. So I don't know how well it fits into being a concern. Exactly this one. Yes.
Yes.
So does it fit to be controller concern?
Well, that's a good question. What have we got here? The thing that what are we pulling out of basically we're pulling out, is the main thing here that we're pulling out an email sending operation. Right. I mean, but to be honest, I'm not such a big fan of concerns. I think if it works in a request helper, that's fine from my point of view. The question would be whether
to place it on lib.
Well, that's a good question. But if I just sort of superficially look at the thing here, this is interacting with a lot of other Rails elements, right? It's interacting with a Rails active record and a Rails mailer.
Yes.
And so it seems like this is kind of quite a small piece of quite specific logic that feels like it's kind of, quite specific to Rails at the moment. So if that's the case, then do you know what I mean? It's like if you're pulling something out to lib, it's because it's got a lot of logic that's like not Rails specific, right?
Okay.
Let's have a look here at the specifics of the yeah. So and I think also the danger is that the further away that you pull, bits of things, the more convoluted your architecture becomes. I mean, the point here is just it's a simple one about drying these things out. And so I would be careful in a thing like this to just pull it out one step, like just putting it in a helper, seems like a good simple thing. Doing something more complex, like putting into a service or putting into the lib or into a concern or something, I would like to see some bigger pressure on the system before wanting to make that kind of change. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So the other concern was that if you move it out into a helper, then helpers are there to help the views, not the controllers. So what do we do when you want to help the controllers?
Yeah, indeed. I mean, I would have said that, you know, that's a good point. I would be tempted. What have we got this in? It's in, if we've got some logic that's shared between two controllers, I would be tempted to pull you got options. You either pull it into a service or you pull it into a parent of those controllers. So we've got this we've got the user controller and the registration controller. So I think actually that better than a helper, I mean, you're right to the extent that if the helper is specifically for the view, then the thing to do would be to pull this, you could pull the functionality into the application controller, and then this functionality would be available across all of the controllers.
But you are making that method available to all controllers, while before it was available only to two. So
right,
why should we make it available to all controllers when only two of them are using it?
Well, because others might need to use it in the future. I mean, it's more a question of like,
okay.
You know, you can say that that's kind of overkill. I mean, I argue that it's the simplest thing to do, right? Because it just means that you delete this method in two places and you recreate it in another place. Now you can say, oh, we're overloading the parent controller. The parent controller is already kind of busy, but you know, it has you meet the immediate need of removing the duplication without adding too much more complexity to the system. Now we can argue that it's you know, sensibly in the long run, in order to avoid overloading the parent controller, you should move it into a service. I mean, for me, to be honest, I don't really understand Rails concerns, or what the particular methodology for using them is. When I read this sounds like a service, right? To me, it's okay. We're asking for this activity to take place, right? To send the emails. So that seems like, I mean, the point is, if we put it into a service and then we have like a class method, we do the same thing. We make it possible for anybody to call it, right? In the same way that if we pull it into the parent or controller, then all of the controllers can use it. But you can argue like, well, why make it into a service? That means anybody can use it. But, you know, only at the moment, only two people want to use it. But we're anticipating, I mean, this is the whole point, is there's no such thing as the right or wrong thing to do per se. It all depends on what's the pressure in the system, right? So do we think that this thing is going to be called in is it going to be called in the future in lots of other controllers and nowhere else? Well, if so, then maybe it's best to pull it into the parent of the controller, right? The application controller. If it's like, well, actually, this is going to be used in a lot of places and could be called from other services, from controllers, oh, it's better to have it in a service, right? I mean, I feel like concerns are more like things that you need to mix in with a controller, right? To modify the controller's functionality. That's not the case here. This is just like a sort of a fire and forget request that takes part of the business logic. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, a lot. Yep. Because the first thing that I mentioned, it was because Gary, the first time she did that, she moved the functionality to the application controller, and I thought that it was better to put it in another module. So I mentioned that, and she did the change. But I never thought of the things that you are saying now. So
well, it's interesting because your point is basically right, that, you know, it's like, you know, it's kind of cleaner to pull it into another service. The question is, there's all sorts of bits of places in the system that could be pulled into services, and which are the ones that we need to prioritize pulling into services, and which are the ones that can kind of hang around and stay. And you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much either way. It's all kind of good. I'm a fan though of kind of, well, yeah. What's the word? Yeah, it's you know, it always comes back to the bigger picture of how we think the system is evolving, and if it's going to be more useful for them to be in a service. And the thing is, we can't predict the future exactly, so it might turn out that we do need this, you know, in the service, and that will be really good. But it might not. But with in the absence of specific feature requests from the client, it's difficult. So that's why we've always got to be kind of gentle with our refactoring, because we, you know, and try and make sure that we don't do too much refactoring before, you know, getting through series of feature requests from the clients.
Cool. Nice.
All right. I better go. My voice is going, so I better go. But great to see everyone. I hope to see you again in a bit.
Bye bye.